From the drunk driving and crashing his car to his shocking cheating scandal, is Tiger Woods setting a bad example for his 14-year-old son? I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons why he never really grew up. Starting off with the gift he presented to Justin Thomas. Ever since July 2022, he was making his return to top-level action for the very first time.
Tiger's going to officially withdraw.
And here's what fans saw. Apparently, he handed some sort of product to Thomas as they walked off the 9th tee in the first round.
Tiger told him at the Masters.
But it didn't seem like a nice gift because it didn't take long until he threw it on the floor angrily. As for Woods, he was practically laughing like any 5-year-old who pulled a prank. He then put his arm around his playing partner, implying that it was nothing more than a harmless joke.
So tracer by TrackMan showing the lovely little cut back to the flag.
And do you know what the fuss was all about anyway? It turns out he handed Thomas a tampon.
Come up with a superb shot.
And you know how that works out. It instantly went viral on social media, and the criticism followed. And here's what he said to a press conference right after he wrapped up his second round. It was supposed to be all fun and games, and obviously it hasn't turned out that way.
Yeah, great putt.
We get it, Woods. It was pretty obvious, but Thomas didn't like it, so there's that. Meanwhile, he definitely apologized for the prank, saying they do it all the time, and this one just happened to go viral.
Just a 3-wood down the left side.
Actually went with driver and absolutely smashed it in.
But he insists on the fact that it was nothing more than a harmless prank between the two.
Here you go, Tiger! Let's go, baby!
Having said that, someone else stepped in to give their opinion as well. Suzanne Petterson defended Woods over the whole tampon incident. She said that she knows him and his humor pretty well, and that was just a boyish kind of joke between the two, nothing more. But obviously, since she doesn't really like Thomas that much, she's not sure how he took it. She definitely cleared Woods' side on this.
Tiger.
Well, that seems to be a really good start.
Sure, it was pretty unfortunate that the cameras caught it in the heat of the moment, and maybe not that much of a controversy to begin with. What do you think? Because she wasn't the only one who spoke up about it. Laura, Vice captioned to Petterson, also rushed to his defense. The 4-time champion claimed it was just a bit of fun between two friends and nothing more.
My game's fine. Yeah, it is rusty. I made some silly mistakes here and there.
Call it banter, if you will, or maybe just misplaced jokes. Either way, Laura seemed to think that maybe he just misread the situation in general. On the other hand, fans and media are looking for things to worry about, and this just became the highlight of the moment.
Cover that front bunker. Pin is just 5 over it.
Oh, he has, Colt.
Instead of passing it on as a form of entertainment, people are seriously concerned over the situation. But the 4-time champion said that Tiger was just poorly judged.
69 the first round, 74 yesterday, make the cut right on the number.
That's all. Not to mention, he stepped in with his apology too, so hopefully that cooled things down a bit. But you know what? This wasn't the only controversy he's been involved in. In fact, the one I'm gonna tell you about next is far worse. So much so that it's gonna make you question his decision-making skills. Yes, you guessed it. I'm talking about the car crash that exposed his cheating scandal. Now he's one of the biggest international sports stars we've got over the past 2 decades.
Location 14 yards over the front bunker.
And back in 2009, he even became the first ever athlete to earn $1 billion thanks to prize money and sponsorships.
Back-to-back birdies for Tiger Woods.
But the fact that he was cheating on his wife Elin with not one, but different women wasn't something fans were expecting to find out. Let's go down memory lane, shall we? Back in November 2009, tabloids reported that he was having an affair with nightclub manager Rachel. And fast forward a few days later, we all saw the headlines. He crashed his car in front of his Florida mansion at around 2 a.m. Rumor has it, his wife tried to confront him, and since he couldn't wrap it up, he decided to make a run for it. But this was just the beginning. All it took was was this one car crash to reveal a bunch of reports about his infidelity. Some sources even claim that his wife had to look through his phone to find out some of the most shocking secrets. And remember that voicemail that went viral? It turns out it was allegedly left for one of the women he was seeing. And in that voicemail, he said that he needs her to take his name off her phone. Why? Because his wife went through her phone and was scared she might end up calling her. And let's just say, the next few months definitely weren't any easier. More and more women came forward, claiming they slept with him during the 8 years he was married. All of that until that one press conference that calmed down the energy around this. He admitted to everything. Yep, he admitted he was unfaithful, had affairs, and cheated. He didn't deny anything we heard over the news, even though it sounded pretty exaggerated at first, but he also accepted that it just wasn't acceptable to hurt his wife, his kids, his mother, his wife's family, all of them like that. Anyone who basically admired him definitely has a much different perspective now.
Day Thursday.
Frank, the swing is there.
Not to mention the influence he's got over millions of people watching him. And if you're worried about his wife, don't be, because she wasn't ready to accept this. By August 2010, she filed for a divorce. Speaking of which, just think about the influence on his family, or Charlie Woods specifically. Does he really want his son growing up to do the exact same thing? I'm not sure if fame has anything to do with this sort of behavior, but it's the instigator for many. And if I'm being honest, Charlie got a lot of fame at a very young age. More so than he could handle, in fact. So, does Tiger really want his son to misuse his power and influence like that? Because headlines like these aren't pretty. Not to forget the impact on your loved ones who've been kept in the dark. And it's not just the cheating scandal. Tiger has a history of terrible decisions, like the time he had 5 drugs in his system during a DUI arrest. Back in 2017, a toxicology report revealed that Tiger seems to overestimate his driving skills even after he's had 5 different drugs. And that's after the police found him sleeping at the wheel of his Mercedes-Benz. According to the reports, he had traces of the painkillers Vicodin and Dilaudid, along with the common mood drug Xanax and a sleeping drug Ambien. To top it off, they also found traces of THC in his system, which, by the way, is the active ingredient in marijuana. And I'm pretty sure you've heard about at least one of these drugs, if not all. So imagine what a combination of all these would do. Well, apparently it ends with you being arrested at 2 a.m. about 15 miles from your home when the police find you sleeping in your car. Now, they weren't too sure how he damaged his car because officers checked the area and he didn't really hit anything. With that said, it seems like car crashes reveal a new part of his personality every single time. And it really makes you wonder if he's the grown-up he should be. I mean, he's a role model for many, and even Charlie. So he should be really careful about his actions, considering his influence. But there you have it. Now you know the reasons why Tiger Woods never seemed to grow up.
That was unbelievable.
That was a flashback.
That was unbelievable.
Aggressive swing with that one.
Woods to kicking range at the 14th.
But overall, I feel like I hit the ball like I have been hitting at home.